What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 167 of Ghost in the Night, a
fucking whores.
and true crime podcast.
We're gonna talk about butt stuff. We're gonna talk about because it's Catholics. Get it? Because priests. No. Let's go. See, he asked a question. Usually, once we hit the intro, we kind of fall off on dealing with or going into the comments because it messes it up for the listeners on the podcast feed. But he asked the question. No, Skyline Chili is not bad at all. My only contention with that is, as I have always said, it's not. I just don't think it's chili.
Right.
It's more of a meat sauce, but I love it. It's fire. It's getting a little overpriced these days.
Yeah, just a little.
I prefer Skyline to Gold Star. Blue Ash Chili is very good.
Right.
I don't know. There's like a fucking 1,000 of them.
Well, today's a special day. The podcast today is going to get sidelined a little so we can interact a little bit.
Get it?
See what I did
Get
there?
it?
See
Get
what
it?
I did there,
Puns.
people?
Fucking puns.
Tonight we are talking exorcisms. We are talking about the GOAT, the greatest exorcist of all time.
We're talking about the Joe Burrow of exorcists.
But before we get to that, today is Sunday. The AFC Championship game just got played. The NFC Championship game is being played right now, which we do not give a fuck about. But
I don't anymore.
We here in Cincinnati are got a heart on.
Dude, it's like I said, I became a Bengals fan for those couple minutes and then holy shit. Like, I was sitting in the kitchen and I could literally call the fucking songs that were playing. It was We Are the Champions, Another One Bites the Dust. It took like 3 or 4 songs before I heard Welcome to the Jungle, which I was like, I kept saying, like, where's Welcome to the Jungle? It's literally the song of the Bengals.
Yes.
I mean, they have another, that Hootie, that actually, like, is a song, but like, it's trash.
Right. But,
and then obviously, the one that I've never thought of, living in Bengals country, that played, that I found funny, because I've never thought of it, Eye of the Tiger.
But Gonzo did ask about, since we're going off the rails a little bit.
Since Gonzo, who, for those who listening, is our only moderator in our chat, he's a longtime fan. He came here from the Demonic Scratches episode,
right,
with questions, with inquiries, and sheer. He had the sheer audacity to try to question our encyclopedic knowledge, and we said, "Hey, listen, fucko. I'm gonna take this here knowledge finger, and I'm gonna diddle your butthole. I'm gonna get that little man pearl in there, the he spot, if you will."
Yes.
And I'm going to tickle it, and you're going to explode with knowledge and paranormality. And that's exactly what happened. Go on.
I'm just trying to get these levels. We got...
But yeah, Gonzo asked about Skyline Chili, which is Cincinnati chili.
Which is not chili. It's meat sauce.
It is a meat sauce. I love it. It's delicious.
Right.
It's not for everybody. I can see how you wouldn't like it. It's got like... what has it got? Like chocolate and cinnamon and brown sugar. The tears of adolescent males.
Right. But the Cincinnati Bengals are heading to the Super Bowl. The first time since I was a junior, maybe a sophomore in high school. What, 80?
So the first time's 1888?
Yeah, 1888. Yes. You fuck ass munch bag motherfucker.
Good one. That might be Phil's first clip.
Hey, I can make clips too, bitch. But they beat the Chiefs, which I was shocked.
Lower scoring game than I expected.
Well,
I figured it'd be a shootout.
I promise for those of you listening on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spotify, all that shit. We will get to exorcisms. We will get to the greatest exorcist of all time, the GOAT, if you will. We will get to that, but we have to give the Bengals their due.
I mean, we're a podcast from the tri-state area.
Right, since we are located in Cincinnati, we are going to talk about this for first time in 34 years?
32, 31.
No, 31 is the last time they won a playoff game. 88, 89, so that's 33 years, something like that. I can't do math. Never do math on a podcast. That they've been to the Super Bowl. Now, Gonzo says he's pulling for the 49ers. Now, I'm a little leery about the 49ers. We've had bad luck in Super Bowls. Both of our Super Bowls, I shouldn't say, I hate that. Both of the Bengals Super Bowl, I hate when we say ours, because I'm not on the team.
Oh, no, that's why I was saying that, because one of the young kid at work that's younger than me, he's like 21. He was like, I got a football signed by a bunch of the Bengals players from the last time they went to the Super Bowl. And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they lost to the Niners.
Right. So I'm a little leery. Both of the Bengals Super Bowl appearances.
It's your night. Right. Everybody's part of the team. Everybody's the 13th man tonight.
Right. But both their appearances, they faced the 49ers, the Joe Montana, Jerry Rice 49ers. I don't think Jerry was in the first one. But Joe Montana.
Was Jerry Rice like 85?
Yeah, I think, yeah. So he was, the first one, he was not there. However, in second one, they were both good games, but we got beat.
Oh.
Honestly, matchup-wise, I'd much rather see the 49ers.
Well, yeah, well, and that's, that's what I'm waiting for everybody to talk about this week is, like, their history with the Niners in the Super Bowl. I'm like, yeah, okay, you lost to a dynasty. Sorry.
Right, but the Rams do scare me, matchup-wise.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're good. However, I don't think they're as good as the Chiefs, so they're not as good as the Chiefs. I will say that.
Any given Sunday, baby.
Well, that's perfect. That is a perfect example of...
If I had a good Al Pacino voice, I'd do it.
I mean, that is what... And I don't even like pro football that much. I prefer a nice college game. But this shows the closeness of football in talent.
Mm-hmm.
There is not much difference between... You just Mike went left. Where are you going?
Try something.
Yeah. Knocking our shit over. There's a lot of parallel... What's the word I'm looking for? Shit. But there's not much difference between the worst team and the best team. Because by far, the Bengals are not the best team in the AFC by any stretch of any imagination. But
I'm much more well lit now.
But the difference between the top and the bottom is so minute. It only takes one thing. And if you don't believe that momentum is a part of football,
yeah,
a football game is full of ebbs and flows. It flows.
Science.
Yes, it's science. But so somebody can get on a roll or make a play, and it just snowballs and builds. And that's what happened today with the Bengals.
I fucking hate coming here straight from work.
That's all right.
I am a low-key metrosexual. I own that.
That's okay.
It's only just with my hair.
But
and plus my fucking haircut got canceled this weekend.
Bastards.
Fuckers.
But that at the end of the first half, that stop on the 1 yard line, you probably didn't see it because you were.
Nah.
It was.
I didn't see shit until
but
a little before halftime.
That was the defining moment. That is where the tide started to turn, because I thought this was going to be a blowout, and I wasn't even upset. I figured it would be a blowout. I mean,
that's what I said, and like even the Bengals fans that come into my job didn't like disagree with me because I'm not. They know anybody there that knows me knows I don't shit talk the Bengals.
No,
I fucking like I don't give a shit unless it's the Super Bowl. Like I'm a Cowboys fan. It doesn't fucking matter to me what the Bengals do unless we play, and we only play every 2 years.
Right. So I mean, it's a good day. I mean, I'll be honest. I cheered up a little. And going down.
Look, another fucking spam. We got to be getting close to taking off. We're getting spam accounts.
Hitting off, yes. But I cheered up a little bit. It's a big day here.
Oh yeah, dude. I saw multiple people cry.
I mean and I was just sitting in my, like I said, I wasn't even about to go up to the bar.
Oh hell no, dude. It was nuts. And I work at a small bar.
And it's not a big bar.
No.
I was up there last night at 12 o'clock or 11:30. Fucking crowded. I looked at the male bartender. We won't name names here, but you know,
cute little guy. Just want to fold him up, put him on pocket.
He looked at me and said, "What the hell's going on here? It's Saturday night, midnight. What are these people doing here?" And I'm like, "I don't know, Jesus Christ." But the Houday ship, the Bengal ship was starting last night.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, it's way too early to be pre-gaming this shit.
Dude, I can't imagine. Like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to readjust my fucking orders for this next thing.
But it's gonna be fun the next 2 weeks here. So
message deleted. Gonzo, is that you? Are you out here taking out fucking spam accounts? I like it. That's why we have moderator.
That's why we love you, Gonzo. All right, so let's go ahead and I guess we can get on topic.
That's the only reason.
Let's go ahead and get on topic. All right, tonight we are doing Exorcist, the GOAT. Who is the GOAT when it comes to Exorcist? Some of you might say Ben Larson. If you say Ben Larson,
you're wrong.
Go eat a dick.
Like fucking Cat in the Hat when he did that infomercial. He said, "You're not only stupid, you're wrong."
Ben Larson is nothing more than a TV psychic.
He's a fucking twat.
He's the TV psychic version of Exorcist. He's all show.
Mm-hmm.
Some of you...
Which more power to you. Makes a fuckload more money than I do.
We want the GOAT, the Michael Jordan of exorcisms. Not LeBron. If you say LeBron, get the fuck off. Turn this off right now. Fuck you twice. LeBron is not the GOAT. Couldn't carry Michael's jock.
Yeah. Here's my problem with that whole thing is I don't give a fuck if you want to say LeBron. I don't give a fuck if you want to say Michael Jordan. What about the other names that nobody talks about? What about Wilt Chamberlain?
Well, Wilt Chamberlain was...
And then everybody wants to talk about fucking, MJ's got more rings than LeBron. What about Bill Russell? That motherfucker's got like 13.
Jesus Christ. Calm down. Or back up. Jesus Christ. No. The GOAT is just not skill. The GOAT is about right here between the ears.
Yeah.
And right here in the chest. Nobody can top that drive that Michael Jordan had.
Nobody had lungs like Michael Jordan in their chest.
Nobody. That will to win, that desire to win.
To the point that he was a kind of a fucking asshole.
He was a prick. So that is why I say he's a GOAT. And that's LeBron might be a better basketball player. I don't think so.
The way he walks throws me off.
But, Kobe. Everybody's is running second to Michael Jordan, just for the mirror.
That's why all these young kids love LeBron so much. But it's the same thing. Like like LeBron is their Jordan. Just like, I mean, I was old enough to see Jordan, but like Kobe was kind of like my generation's Jordan.
I promise this is not a sports podcast. We were going to get to exorcism.
It could be,
but this is what we want. We want the Michael Jordan of exorcisms, and some actually might say Jesus is the Michael Jordan of exorcisms, because Jesus did exorcisms. He cast demons out.
But was he not possessed by the Holy Spirit?
Well, that's a good kind of possession. We're not going to get into the hypocrisy of that. But some say Jesus is the greatest, which, okay, I'll give you that. But that's Jesus doing exorcism is kind of like me playing video games and winning a video game tournament, whatever, with the cheat codes.
Yeah, like winning a fucking GTA tournament.
What did Jesus say?
A lot of shit.
The power of me compels you.
My dad says stop.
I mean, he just said, and I do have a quote. I did look it up. Here's what apparently, this is what I find funny. This is a quote from Jesus. How do we have a quote from Jesus?
Right.
Did we have tape recorders back then?
Right.
We're going through the Bible, which was written well after Jesus' death.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that court term would be called hearsay, but that's beside the point. But apparently Jesus said, "Be silent and come out of him." Okay, Jesus, I don't want to say this. I might go to hell for this. It might have been a sexist. Him or her. Or it. They, them. Whatever they were identifying as. But all he said was, "Be silent and come out."
I don't know, but now that I think of it, it's really starting to hit me. I think the that African guy from the YouTube video is the GOAT of exorcisms. The one that was on video exorcising the sex demon from the lady. The oral sex demon. He was like, "Come out, oral sex demon." And she was like pantomiming a blowjob the whole time. He was like, "Look at that. Look that demon. Look that demon."
I think, personally, you wouldn't want to get rid of that demon.
I don't know, but there's some crazy, interesting videos coming from cultural things in Africa.
Right.
Like it was like a town hall meeting about against gays.
Against gays.
And the guys like this guy, he was sitting there and he was talking about it and he was like the homosexuals, they don't just engage in the the anal sex. They do the rim job where they're licking the butthole And he said, and when they do this, they push, the poo-poo comes out and they eat the poo-poo. The homosexuals are eating the poo-poo. And I was like, first off, you're kink shaming. Yeah. Second, I would venture to guess that at least 93.5% of the time you're wrong. And also, funniest shit I've ever seen about anybody talking about poop. He's like, they're eating the poo-poo.
They're eating the poo-poo.
They are eating the homosexuals. They eat the poo-poo. And I'm like, the fuck they do? I don't think nobody eat the poo-poo.
Right. But
well, some people eat the poo-poo. The fucking antivirus guy, he had a poo-poo thing.
Yes. But tonight we're talking about a Vatican priest who we can say might be the GOAT just for the mere fact of the sheer numbers. That
John Constantine.
No, John not.
You think he ever got in a fight with anybody because they called him Johnstantine?
No, I don't think so. John Wick would kick their ass.
I mean, in the comments, you're correct. There's nothing wrong with eating ass, but it gets a little weird when you start to eat the poo-poo.
That's when it gets a little weird.
Tonight, so they lick the anus, and then the poo-poo comes out, and they eat the poo-poo.
Tonight we're talking about Father Gabriel Amorth. I guess that's how you say that.
Is it Gabriel or Gabriele?
Gabriele. I've seen the LLA or whatever, E or whatever it did, but I'm just going to say Gabriel. So fuck that shit.
Gabriel Brothers.
Father Gabe.
He started a really shitty version of TJ Maxx.
Now, he was an actual priest that, did this shit for a living.
Well, because he was a priest. He was a regular priest for a long time.
Yeah, I will get into it.
Because he didn't become an exorcist till the 80s.
Yeah. But
he started his priestdom in like the mid-60s.
He officially became a priest in 86.
A priest or an exorcist?
I'm sorry, an exorcist in 86.
I was going to say, because
he was a priest in 54.
54? Damn, earlier than I thought.
I think. An ordained Catholic priest in 54. But he was born in Modena, Italy on May 1st of 1925, the year of our Lord.
It was a good year.
I don't know. I was not there, even though you like to say I was there. I was.
Was that 4 years after WW1?
Yeah, something like that.
I think, right?
Yes.
World War I ended in 21, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I have to look it up. But now he, you don't have any notes on this, do you?
Dude.
Okay. We'll go with it.
I have already told you about the last 48 hours of my life. They have been a shit show.
We are winging this shit bigger than fucking hell.
I mean, we already talked about this. This will be kind of there's a reason why we're talking a lot at the beginning of this anyway, because there's, as interesting as it may be, there's just not that much juicy shit on this dude.
Right, because like you said, the Vatican.
Yeah, he worked for the Vatican. Of course they cover that shit up.
They're very stingy on their info. They're worse than the government.
He's probably got a hella sex tapes in the Vatican libraries, in the vaults.
I bet.
He was like... He was the inspiration for the priest from Scary Movie, or Scary Movie 2, when the girl was doing the exorcist thing, and she was like, and it was James Woods playing the exorcist, and he's just the other guy's like, Father, because he's over there like,
this brings me to what does it take to become an exorcist? Because
a complete and utter lack of knowledge about, and probably the complete. What's the word I'm looking for? Fuck-offery of all mental illness.
Right. I mean, I'm sure the Vatican has, or Roman Catholic Church, the Vatican, does have some sort of school or course.
Oh, they do. I'm sure.
But I think there's an online course you can take to become.
Well, yeah, because
a certified.
That's not as realistic as we're talking.
I think
here.
Ben Larson, who is a Protestant exorcist. Like I said,
has a class.
He has a course. I think it's like $500-$600.
Go fuck yourself.
Yes. But what I was thinking, I think I'm going to do it, but not his class. In my opinion, as we all know, and we've stated here, I am a certified demonologist. I think now all I have to do is...
Recognize, bitches.
I want to find my thing and frame it hanging up in the back.
That'd be amazing. Blow it up. Just have a giant version of that. Just be the whole backdrop.
Yes. But I think now, since I technically am a certified demonologist, I can just go online and get ordained a minister.
That is pretty easy.
I can do wedding ceremonies and, since I'm a demonologist, do an exorcism.
Twofer.
Yes. Trust me, buddy.
Do them both at the same time. You get 2 birds stoned at once.
After you say I do, come see me next year. We'll exercise that shit. But I think I want to become an exorcist. GTI and exorcisms. We'll go on the road, do exorcisms, and just bang the ghost out of them.
That's sexual
we only do
assault.
Females. We're sexist. We're only doing females.
That's assaultism. That's not exorcism.
Well, they'll be paying for it.
So it's prostitutionism.
Don't look at potato.
Not really.
But no, here, we'll bang them out.
It's like potato asparagus.
No, I want to bang the spirit or the demon out of them. But let's be honest. If the demon's more than 3 inches thick, they're going to have to go somewhere else. Or 3 inches deep. I'm only banging up to 3 inches.
Maybe it depends on the demon.
No, but, I do think, I kind of started to look at, in all seriousness, the schools. I know I heard something about Ben Larson's class. It started out like $1,700. Now it's down to like...
Eat a fat sack of dicks.
Now it's down to like $500.
For what?
I don't know. That one podcast, that one I've listened to. I know you listened to them where they're journalists. They go out. And
what is it? Oh no, yeah. Ross and something. I can't remember it.
Carrie,
something like that.
They actually did it.
Good show.
Oh, it was
very interesting.
They actually took the class.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what makes it so interesting. They actually go and do all these things.
And they worked on this one. They went deep. Like 9 years. They started doing this in 2012.
Jesus Christ.
And they didn't release the podcast until last year or 19, something like that. Maybe it was 19. I mean, that's a long ass fucking research. But I did a little research. I could not find any other thing like demonology, per se. Of course, like I said, I didn't really go that deep. I was sitting on the toilet, exercising my own demons, looking at the internet.
So I do a lot of my good researching on stuff.
Scroll on the internet, and I could not find anything. Like I said, I didn't look that deep, but I think I'm going to look into it. That way we can just hang our freaking, the demon knowledge, we hang our
exorcist title.
Our degrees up behind us.
That's a scene in Scary Movie 2 as well.
What?
The priest goes to the bathroom before the exorcism, and he's in there taking a shit, and he's like, the power of Christ compels you. And there's flies all over him. But it's because of the poop.
But getting back to...
they eat the poo-poo.
Getting back to...
I'm going to need a soundboard, and that's going to be on it. They eat the poo-poo.
Trust me, we are getting the soundboard.
The original. I'm getting the original. I'll use that all the time. We could do an 1.5 hour episode where I just hit that over and over again and laugh.
We are getting a soundboard, and we're going to do that shit.
Yay.
Eventually. Once the Patreon shit picks up a little bit. And like I said, Patreon, if you want to support the podcast, go to patreon.com/GITM podcast.
Look at that. We have software again.
Yes. Happy joy.
Fucking thank God.
But this is really what we... Gonzo coming over. Where you need to be exercised?
They eat the poo-poo.
No, but let's get back to Father Gabe. Like we said earlier, he was...
Gabe. G-A-Y-B.
He was ordained a Roman Catholic priest in 1954 and became an official exorcist in June of 1986. Now, in 1990, he founded...
Fucked little boy.
If I was a betting man... I'm sorry.
I'm not, but I might take that bet.
In 1990, he founded the International Association of Exorcists and was president until the year 2000. There were the year 2000, there were over 200 exorcists in that organization, Catholic priest exorcists. And that's not including, the Protestants, like the gentleman I interviewed, who is not a Catholic priest. He's just an exorcist. So
an exorcist without the boy diddling.
Right. He began to organize in hopes of increasing the number of official exorcists worldwide. He thought this was a serious problem. Like most good Catholics.
Well, I mean, that's how everything works. Everything just goes to shit because social media is a thing and the internet, and everybody's getting all these different opinions from around the world and forming different opinions, and go figure, the church is going to try to ixnay that shit.
Now, I got a kick out of this little piece of tidbit I found. What little research I did. You know what his favorite film was? Guess.
That interview or that video where they talk about eat the poo poo.
No.
Fuck.
His favorite movie.
The Exorcist.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was listening to Best of Coast to Coast AM about it. And he interviewed a guy that I don't know if it was the guy that wrote the book or just a guy that like was around him, spent some time with him.
Yes.
And he was like, "Now, did Father Amorth? Did he ever see? That's my best George Norrie voice. Did he ever see the Exorcist?" He said, "Actually, he did, and he actually really enjoyed that." Because I remember hearing that, and I was like, "What the fuck? Did he see the Exorcist?" Actually, believe it or not, he did. What the fuck are we talking about? We're talking about priests. It's not like what? Am I supposed to be floored that he's seen a movie? Like, I'm just gonna walk into a Catholic church and they're gonna be like, "What is that device?" I'll be like, "It's a cell phone." What? What is this cell phone?
I would not think that anybody in any field would think something Hollywood produces would be their favorite movie, because Hollywood takes.
Well, he said because there's a lot of accuracies within that film,
but they do go over the top.
Oh yeah, it's a
movie.
They
take liberties like a motherfucker.
Yeah, it's a movie.
But
especially in the remastered one when she did the fucking crab walk down the stairs.
Yeah.
That movie's so stupid. Or like, was it in the original as well, or was it just the remastered one where they just threw in those random like faces every once in a while to try to scare you?
It's been so long since I've seen The Exorcist.
I remember when I watched it like years ago. Like everybody's like, "This is like the scariest movie ever." It was illegal to show this movie, and people like passed out in the theater. I was watching it. I was like, "This is fucking stupid." I was like, "Dude, 13 Ghosts is scarier than this movie."
Well, when I first saw it, it came out, 77?
I don't know, some shit like that.
So I didn't see it in 77, naturally. But I saw it in the 80s sometime when I was a kid.
Yeah.
84-ish, 85-ish. When I was probably somewhere between 10 and 15 years old. Or 10 and 14, I would say, before I moved back.
I think I was about that age-ish.
I said, this shit's kind of fucking scary. This is scary as fuck. Of course, everything's scary.
See, but by that time, I had already been balls deep into horror movies and shit. I've always been weird like this.
But it was...
I remember I was 7 years old sitting in my parents' room by myself, with my costume on, watching Freddy Krueger before I went to fucking trick-or-treat.
But I think that when we're younger, most things are fucking scarier. And then as you get older... you see them again, and you're like,
yeah, because all those pathways of your mind are still open to possibilities that are impossible, but in your mind, you don't know that it's impossible yet. I relate like childhood memories and thought processes. If you think about it, really, it's kind of like doing drugs.
Right. Well, I remember, and I think I've stated this in one of the scariest movies I remember from my childhood was Salem's Lot.
It's a good one.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
I saw it a couple, maybe 10 years ago. I'm like, this isn't scary at all.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, when I saw it, I had nightmares it drew me into it created my love for vampire type.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I watched fucking Interview with the Vampire Friday night.
That is an amazing movie.
It's the best vampire movie.
By far.
Because it's not just all gore and killing and fucking. It's like actually got a story. It tells a story of vampirism.
And it gives you that.
And it's got a fucking baller cast.
And it gives you that dilemma, Louis' dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
Before your Edward and Twilight bullshit.
Yeah. Like a real one. Like not a love interest one. Like an actual personal demon inside of a demon. What the fuck? Do I have a bruise right there? This is what happens after days like this at work. Like, I just come home with burns. I got burnt. I couldn't tell you how many times I got fucking burnt today.
But
I'm surprised I don't look like Freddy Krueger, but fatter.
But I will say, that whole series, the book. Like I said, I've read every one of the books.
Oh, I haven't.
I mean, they're amazing. They are fucking amazing.
Do you have them?
I might be able to scrounge up. I take it back. I probably haven't read all. I think I didn't read the last one. But I even have, it's probably in storage, a chronicle book.
Yeah.
It shows timelines of the whole series.
Yeah. See, I'm a nerd. I was like that with Lord of the Rings back in the day.
I'm a nerd like that.
Fucking love Lord of the Rings.
and it pissed me off with Queen of the Damned. Queen of the Damned by far is the best book.
No, well, the movie fucking sucked.
The movie blew major balls. I had me throwing things at the
R.I.P. Aaliyah, or who I think that's who it was. Yeah, because she died before it came out, didn't she?
Yeah, she was done. Or I don't even.
She was like coming back from shooting a music video or a scene for the movie or some shit like that when her plane crashed.
Yeah, I think they even had to.
It had an it could have been good. It just wasn't.
The problem with that,
they tried to make it too new metal. Basically, is how I look at that movie. That movie is the Korn or the Limp Bizkit of fucking vampire movies.
Don't fuck with Limp Bizkit, motherfucker.
I'm just saying, but like, look at how it is. It's like all like, edgy. Nah.
But that is
Vampire in Brooklyn was better than that.
But that is
with Eddie Murphy.
They were somewhat true to the book with what Lestat was trying to do at that time. You know, he went to the rock world.
Yeah.
And I will give them, they did, because if you watch, you said Interview with Vampire had a great cast. It did.
Yeah.
But like, what's his name? Armand. I can't think of his real name now. What's the fucking name? Jesus Christ.
Oh, God damn it. I literally just watched this shit.
Puss in Boots.
Oh, fucking. For some
Antonio Banderas.
No, that's not it. It's Antonio Banderas.
He was brilliant in Interview.
And you have to say it with fuck me eyes.
He was brilliant in Interview with a Vampire, but
whatever contacts they put in his eyes were sick.
Armand was not old. He was almost like a teenager in the books. And if you look at
great head of hair too.
Queen of the Damned, Armand and that looked much younger, so they were truer to that. But that movie was doomed to fail anyway. And I should say this: I love that origin story of the vampires.
Yeah,
you know, they're Egyptian pharaohs, an Egyptian king.
Well, because they're not the only ones that have done that either.
But I do think that's the most realistic.
They did the same thing. Well, not the same thing, but the same kind of concept with Penny Dreadful.
Right.
Because I don't know when the books for Penny Dreadful were written, but there's a new one of those actually on like Showtime or some shit like that I haven't watched. Which I need to watch. I would like to watch that because Penny Dreadful, the original series, is one of my favorite excuse me, like horror series I've ever seen.
Right.
I fucking love that show. It has everything. It's like, I tell everybody, it's like True Blood, but not for pussies.
Yeah. I just don't like Josh, whatever.
I think he was great in that.
He was all right. I mean,
he's just got that look. You know what I mean? Like he was supposed to be mysterious, but kind of a badass, and he's got that face for it. And him and what's her face, the one chick. What's up, dude?
What's up, Tyler? Just say, hey, you got a question? Fire it out.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least get to it at the end.
That's what kind of episode this is going to be.
But
we will get back to Father Gabe here in a minute.
But him and that, I don't know the actress's name, but the female lead of Penny Dreadful.
Yes.
Those two were really good on camera together. She was awesome in that movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Or in that show.
Yeah.
She was creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
She was also really good in Dark Shadows, the Johnny Depp movie. Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen that? It's a vampire movie.
Oh, yeah, Dark Shadows. I love
Dude, that movie. I watched that the other night, too. I watched Interview with a Vampire and Dark Shadows the same night.
You know, it's kind of based loosely off there was a series, Dark Shadows, back in the 70s. Mm-hmm. And then they revamped it, I think, in the early 90s.
Yeah.
You know, I love that series. It was actually fun.
I've never actually watched the show. I knew it was a thing. That movie is fucking funny, though.
Yeah. But getting back to Queen of the Damned. Queen of the Damned, they might have been able to pull it off if they could have got Tom Cruise back. I did not like.
I don't even know who it was.
Forget his name.
It's been so long. I don't think I've seen that movie since I was a teenager.
I did not like it. Was just because that role is so tied. Tom Cruise knocked it out of the park, and I'm not a Tom Cruise fucking fan by any stretch of any imagination.
I'm not either.
But he knocked out and he captured Lestat's persona,
psychosis
in the book. That was how he, you read his character,
mm-hmm.
and Brad Pitt did a brilliant job in portraying Louis and his struggle that he was going through. And so he did such a great job. Nobody could have done. Denzel Washington could have.
Even as a little girl, Kirsten Dunst did a fucking great job in that movie. She did.
Yeah.
She did such a. She so effectively somebody with the
Stuart Townsend, that was his name. That's right.
With the life experience of somebody older, but still within the thought process and the body of a child.
Yes.
Like how she would throw temper tantrums, but then the way she would speak wasn't like a fucking 10-year-old girl. She was probably at that time, I would assume 10 or 12.
Let's get back to Father Moan. We'll get to Tyler's question here on our next little rant session.
I can tell you about some other shows I've watched.
Yes, he did play Dorian Gray in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
What a fucking trash bag of a movie.
It was on the other day. I almost watched it.
I like the movie. I just don't like the movie. You know what I mean?
I like the movie. I just don't like the movie.
Like, it's good to... I like the movie. Explain. I just don't like the... Like, I don't like how they told the story. It's cool to watch. You know what I mean? But they could have not... Those characters could have not been the Invisible Man and Dorian Gray and all... Like, all of them could have just been random fucking people. And it would have been just as good. I feel like it kind of didn't lend any type of credence or benefit to the names of the storied characters that they were portraying, if you will.
We're definitely remind me we need to get back to one of Gonzo comments in the live stream when we get back.
What, Ron Burgundy?
No, we'll get to it in the end.
The one about eating the poo-poo?
No, we'll get to it. This one right here, don't say it. We'll get to it. I have some questions. So Gonzo, stay on. Damn it, don't go off. Anyway, let's get back to Father Gabe. He did finally pass away at the age of 91 on September 16th, 2016.
Bye.
So let's get into some. There's, like we said, there's not a lot of information on him. The Vatican is kind of tight-lipped about everything.
I wonder why.
But I will say this, from what I've researched, I did agree with a couple of his philosophies. You know, he was big on mental issues. He wanted to, if he had a question.
Okay, okay. Let's dive into this one, Father Gabe. No disrespect to the dead, but I'm a big proponent of mental illness and having somebody diagnosed or looked at before they go the route of an exorcism. How the fuck are you going to say that and then claim to have done over 60,000 exorcisms?
We'll get to that, but he did...
If you've done over 60,000 exorcisms, your exorcism... What? If I walk out of the bathroom because I'm a choir or a fucking altar boy and I'm like, man, I got some gnarly shits. I got diarrhea that's just tearing my asshole out. It's literally like hot lava just spewing from my rectum. And they're like, my child, you must endure the rite of exorcism to get rid of this butthole demon, and then I will eat the poo-poo.
Yeah, but I mean, it's very... He claimed, he could tell. He could tell. No, don't worry, that was interesting. That was me.
It's a demon.
No, that was me. He could tell when somebody visually, with his experience. But at least he, whether or not it was real or whatever, at least he looked into it. And if there was some doubt, he wanted them to, hey, go get checked out first. But you're right. When you're putting out this, told you last night, this motherfucker was a drive-through McDonald's of fucking exorcism.
Yeah.
And we'll get to
the Minix, if you live anywhere around here.
Yes. We'll get to where he did them here in a minute. But in May of 2013, he did an interview and said he had performed around approximately 160,000.
Oh, 160,000.
This in 2013. It grew exponentially after that.
I'm sure it did.
In 2013, he did 160,000, which is quite a bit of fucking possession through the course of his ministry at that point. Now,
go on, I'm going to do math.
I think 2015, or I want to say 2015, or maybe it was before his death in 2016, that number swelled to over 300,000.
He claimed this?
That's what he claimed.
By 2016?
Yes.
What year was he ordained as a exorcist?
90.
90.
Hold on. Let me look my notes. 90, 19. Where was that?
91?
No, he became an official
86.
exorcist in 86. 1990 is when he formed the.
So 86 and 2016 is 30 years.
Yeah, do some quick math. But that's a big number. That's large and in charge.
What, 300,000?
Yeah, by 2016. Lamont's here.
You can
welcome,
keep talking.
Well, welcome, Lamont. Yes, the Bengals won. We talked about that earlier. It's a good day here in Cincinnati. But yeah. Now, in those 2 years, 3 years, whatever, it doubled almost. What the fuck is in the water in Italy?
If my math is correct here, that means that he did 27.3972 exorcisms a day for 30 years.
That's not far off. He claimed, he would do 5, and we'll get into this.
That's 27 a day.
Now,
okay.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing with this. In one interview I saw, that 300,000 exorcisms, not all of them were full, the power of Christ compels you.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Some of them just, throw a little holy water.
Yeah, but what the fuck makes that an exorcism? That's just like a blessing, isn't it?
A prayer, basically. Basically, he said there was levels of exorcism. You can either be, that demon can be 3 inches in, or that motherfucker could be all the way up in your throat.
Yeah, because that goes into the whole,
right.
The Catholic Church has degrees of possession.
Right.
Because apparently physically seeing a demon is like a mid-level one. And I'm like, how the fuck?
Now,
what's a high-level one? Do I have to be crawling up walls and shitting out fucking Jesus nails?
Right.
No. And like picking them up and licking the shit off them and then like fucking bullseye from Daredevil and that motherfucker into people's face?
But he did, between just doing a prayer with somebody and then going to the old, time down to the bed and, doing the old Linda Blair shit. And I think I saw a number that he said out of that 300,000, maybe only 3,000 or so were actually the full blown, where it took multiple times in multiple years.
So is that 100 a year?
Right. Were the big time one. And I don't know, Tyler brings up a good question. Does this time, I wonder if he did didn't see anything if he did the Lisa Michelle.
Annalise Michelle was, fuck.
I don't remember.
No, none of them was no, that was before. Annalise Michelle was before.
Oh, that was in the 70s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That was before his time.
He was a priest, but he wasn't an exorcist at the time.
Maybe that story got him into the exorcism game. Maybe he said, I want to get a piece of that action. But this motherfucker, like I said, had a drive.
Maybe he was actually going around and possessing people on behalf of the devil, and he was the reincarnation of Fleischmann, the priest demon that was inside of Annalise Michelle, figuratively speaking. Along with, of course, Hitler, Nero.
Who we learned was a bit of a prick. He wasn't well liked.
Judas. Who was it? It was Nero, Hitler, Judas, Fleischmann. Fuck, what was the other one? Or the other two? Judas. There was another named, like a biblical demon bad person. I don't know.
I don't know either. I can't think of it. But I don't,
But there were 6 demons in Annalise Michelle. She was like that meme of the little tiny blonde girl with like those fucking like 7 burly looking black dudes behind her on the couch. The porn meme.
Mm-hmm.
That's how her body was. She was getting demon gangbanged.
Now,
God rest her soul. That story was fucking the pictures of that girl.
Yes,
I make light, but it literally looked like she got beat to fucking death by the time she died.
That's what we do. We make light of shit, and that's because we're immature and unfunny.
Yeah. I was talking about that tonight after the game. I was like, man, I'm glad they didn't fucking shank that field goal because I would have got my ass beat. Because I would have been the guy that I was just standing up by the kitchen door watching to see what happened. And if they would have shanked the fuck out of that kick, like not to be an asshole, but just because of the situation, I was just ha! And everybody just turned and looked. I'd be like, Kato, bring the Green Hornet around. We must make our escape.
Ooh, Green Hornet reference. Damn.
The original one, not the Seth Rogen one. Even though I didn't mind the Seth Rogen one.
I don't think I ever saw it.
It was funny. What was it? Seth Rogen and that kid that everybody thinks is Jet Li's son, but he's not, or Bruce Lee's son, or some shit.
No, Bruce Lee's son's dead.
Well, he had 2. It might have been his other son.
Did he have 2?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he had Brandon and the girl.
No, I'm pretty sure he had a second son.
Somebody Google that.
I think.
Our researcher no longer watches. Whoa. I'm tearing shit up. We don't have.
And that's the show. Have a good night.
No. Anyway, Father Gabe, he did have some crazy opinions. Like most Catholic priests. And I'm not talking fondling altar boys. Yeah, well, I am. That is crazy.
Yeah.
that is crazy, but...
what did you do to that altar boy? I eat the poo-poo.
Oh, the Vatican's coming after us now. We got Scientologists and Church of Scientology and the Vatican going to burn us to the ground.
What are you going to do? God shall smite thee for your blaspheming. Not if I don't fucking believe in him, Gabe. The fuck? I love explaining that to people. They're like, "Did you don't fear God's wrath?" I don't believe in it. That's like me legitimately being afraid of Freddy Krueger. I don't think Freddy Krueger's fucking real.
Well, I was looking into that.
You're afraid of Freddy Krueger?
No, that was based on.
Oh yeah.
Forget Vietnamese people that came over after Vietnam. You know, people that worked with whatever the U.S. not allies, but U.S. They helped them. Yeah. You know, they brought them over. They were dying in their sleep. A bunch of the men. And I kind of saw a special on that. And that's the
Vietnamese or the soldiers, the U.S. soldiers?
No, it was the Vietnamese people that helped, like as spies. They came over, and some men, I forget the number, but there was a story back in L.A. or in California that these men were dying in their sleep. Healthy men dying in their sleep. And that is what inspired...
Are we sure they're healthy?
Well...
I was going to say, like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but it was Vietnam in the 70s. Are we sure they didn't have, like, yellow fever or...
And fucking... napalm and all that They think that could have played a role. But that's...
No way. Sticky explosives?
That story is what...
That are made entirely of chemicals?
That story is what inspired him to... Inspired the Freddy Krueger story. I almost thought about writing it down and bring it to you, and we would do a whole episode on it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, Freddy Krueger's, the idea is terrifying, but I don't think it's a real thing. Just like I was saying.
Who the fuck
like,
knows?
I chastise you in the name of the Lord. Dude, you would be better off chastising me in the name of fucking John Madden. I'd take it more seriously. I was like, oh no.
But
Al Davis's crony? No.
But Father Gaby had some really kind of wacky opinions, like we said. He said yoga is satanic because it leads to the practice of Hinduism. Okay.
Go fuck yourself, you elitist piece of shit.
Now, I'm not saying yoga is stupid, and I'm not saying yoga isn't stupid. But basically, if that's the case, 30-something-year-old white women are all possessed by the demon. Because who do you see?
Right.
And now, maybe hot yoga.
Maybe if it was all like that one video with the Grinch in it. Have you seen that? When there's a yoga class and there's a guy in a full-on Grinch outfit behind him. She was like, now we're going to breathe out all the voices or all the things, or what is it, voices inside our head. And they're like, huh. And this dude just screams at the top of his lungs the whole time. And the lady turns around, she's like, hey, are you okay? And he's like, I'm a little messed up.
I mean... Hot yoga? Okay, that might be...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That might suck. Now, if you do...
Shoot me in the fucking dick. Fuck that.
If you do goat yoga, maybe Father Gabe was on something.
If I was going to do yoga, that's probably the one I would do.
No.
Just so I could be like, oh, look at a little cute guy.
For one, I'm not that
like,
flexible.
You're going to be delicious in a couple of years. Yes, you are.
But I'm going to research this a little bit, so I'm going to speak just off the cuff here. he said it leads people to the practice of Hinduism. Okay, from what I've kind of learned over the years of my looking into religions a little bit, which I am by no means a fucking expert in it, but
I'm a theologist.
Christianity ripped off. There's a lot of Hinduism in Christianity.
Because Hinduism is older than Christianity.
Right. Christianity is basically the plagiarized version of all the older religions.
Yeah.
They just pulled a bunch out of here and there and here and here and here and put it together, mushed it, and made it.
Yeah, it's kind of like the ransom note of religions.
Right. So to say that is a little hypocritical, but that's just me. I might do a little bit more research into. I don't know exactly what was pulled out of Hinduism, but I know there were some things pulled out. So I'm kind of speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hold me to it, but I'm pretty sure I heard that at least I saw it on the internet, so it's got to be true. Maybe
that's how it works.
Maybe Wikipedia or a YouTube video.
Yeah.
But he was quoted as saying, all Eastern religions are based in false belief in with reincarnation.
So all religions not cultivated by white people?
Bit of a racist, I would say.
Shocker.
Which we all know the fucking Holy Grail or the Ark of the Covenant is in Ethiopia. I don't know. So Vatican shouldn't be racist.
Snakes.
But here's the thing with the Vatican. You lost me when you started bringing in the Nazis. When you gave cover to the Nazis, go fuck yourself.
I mean, like, depending on what it's for. Like, everybody talks shit. I'm like, I don't, like, they should have killed them after we were done using them. But I completely see the strategic advantage to taking Nazi scientists after World War II.
Oh, Project what? Paperclip? Yeah, absolutely.
100%. Like, keep them locked up in a tightly sealed area.
Don't let them out in suburbia, but
Yeah. Especially, how the fuck does that work? How did they get away with that? Like, we're talking, it's like 1949, and they're like, honey, the new neighbors are there. Do you have that Jell-O mold that you made? They got Vienna sausages and pineapple chunks in it? Because we're going to take it over. Hi, my name's Tim Rothwell. This is my wife, Angela. These are our lovely children, Braden and Sophia. We love croquet. Just got a new Rambler wagon. It is 48,000 feet long and weighs 6.5 metric tons. I fucking hate every second of it. And it's got a gear shift on the fucking... It's got no floor on the floor for me, bud. We're right here on the steering column.
3 in the tree, baby.
Old American way.
3 in the
How
tree.
you doing? It's nice to meet you. Oh, how are you doing today? My name is Carl Smith. I just moved here from Detroit. This is my family. Olga, starts flipping through paperwork. Stephanie, this is our daughter. What's the girl's name, honey? Becky. And our son, Ludwig. Why didn't they change our son's name? This doesn't make any sense. They ruined the continuity of the story. They're going to kill us now. Well, there doesn't seem to be absolutely anything wrong with that. We're going to be over here playing our croquet next to the Rambler. Probably going to have a nice little cookout, have some people over. Jim from down the street, he's going to bring his new wacky device over. It's called a hula hoop.
A hula hoop.
We're going to see. Go figure. Who knows? Who knew? He became a millionaire. He picked up off the stick off the ground, picked the hoop up off the ground, put the stick down, put it around his waist, started gyrating like that demon Elvis, and now look at him. He's a millionaire.
Now, I'm not saying the Nazis were good by any stretch, and let's be honest, the Nazis weren't the only assholes that were doing a lot of scientific experiments.
Literally everybody was.
Your people too had a nice little doctor organization that did a lot of experimenting on people.
You talk about Unit 731?
Yes. And so,
still to this day, I say it every time it comes up, the single worst, sentence or action I have ever had to hear or read about is from that fucking thing.
Yes.
It's literally uncomfortable to read, it's uncomfortable to say, it's uncomfortable to hear.
Yes. But, and I'm not defending either one of these scientific groups or these groups. But
there's another fucking spam account.
But
Gonzo, get on that.
But if it wasn't for some of the Japanese experiments they were doing on humans,
you're not to talk about my people. I rain down upon you like the rising sun itself.
I think they did some. I think it was a Japanese scientist group that did this. They would
stick. They make it a PlayStation?
No.
Xbox?
No. They would freeze, stick people's hands in nitrogen and shatter it.
Yeah.
But I hate to say it, a lot of that research helped us today with dealing with hypothermia. What we know about hypothermia came from them.
Oh yeah, because that wasn't just the Japanese. They would back in World War II, they would just freeze people to death, and to see if they could bring them back and shit to try to.
They were flatlining that shit. Flatliners.
Kevin Bacon, what's up?
And Queefer.
Oh man, but yeah, they did all kinds of crazy shit like that. They did that. They fucking did the thing where they would try to chop someone's arm off and sew it onto another person,
Frankenstein shit.
Yeah, who the fuck comes up with that? And how? There's no way that the banter in that room is scientific whatsoever. Literally, there's no way. There's no way they're like, now let's see if the control subject responds correctly to the surgery that we have implanted onto them. No, they're sitting there like, I've got 14 francs on me. I'll bet you 12 of them that it doesn't fucking work. I'll take that bet. Nobody fucking asked you, Gustav. You still owe me 3 francs for when we froze the little girl. You fucking idiot. Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
I think it's work. No, there it goes.
Anyway, what was I was saying? But, and let's face it, we wouldn't be going to the moon if it wasn't for the Nazis. I'm not talking about the secret space program and the base on the moon that the Nazis have. I'm talking about,
they send one German guy up there, and while Neil Armstrong and all them are planting the American flag, there's just some German guy off in the distance, but in the background of the fucking video, and he's like how you used to as a kid you'd spell shit out in the snow. He's foot dragging a giant swastika into the surface of the moon.
Well, you've heard that audio from the Apollo 1 missions where they're on the moon. He says they're watching us.
Yeah.
I want to say from the other side of the crater.
Yeah.
I could just picture a bunch of Nazis, high stepping.
Welcome, we've been here for a while, stupids.
Where have you fucking been? No, but what was his name? Von Braun? Yeah, that's it.
Werner von Braun.
Hey, he was a bigwig at NASA, helped create NASA. And what did NASA give us? Tang. And not the good kind.
And Dippin' Dots.
Yes, so.
The 2 best inventions of all time. Fuck the internet. Fuck, medicine. Fuck the invention of language and the alphabet and mathematics and science. Dippin' Dots, Tang. Boom. Put a fucking stamp on it.
Win-win.
We're out.
I mean, I loved Tang back in the day. I remember that shit.
I still love Tang.
You can't... Not Poo Tang.
They eat the poo-poo Tang. I don't know if they still make Tang. I mean, when I was a kid, you could still get Tang because back when I was a kid, it was like do it to
I know. Of course, I come from the age of the generation where everybody wanted to be astronauts.
I feel like everybody still does if they know what it is, because most kids that you would be like, you want to be an astronaut, they'd be like, what the fuck is that? Is that like a TikTok trend?
Because Dave Armstrong and Aldrin and whatever his name was, the guy just got to ride around.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah. That was 69. I think the last mission was 72. I think they landed. They got back from the moon a week before I was born.
Sorry, listeners and viewers. Bad knees.
I think the last mission to the moon got back a
long fucking time ago.
Yeah, I think it was a week before my birthday. I think I was born a week after it.
They hadn't even landed on the moon yet, Phil.
I'm not that old. You're a dick. I really hate you.
Oh, man.
I don't know why I put up with this shit. Okay, anyway. Getting back to... Oh, fuck, I lost my sense of... where was I at? Oh, now, there was a girl that went missing in Italy. Like I said, there was some fucked up shit going on in Italy.
Yeah, there still is. Just ask Liam Neeson.
I have a very particular set of skills.
See, here's my thing. If we want to go off on another rant real quick, here's my thing with Liam Neeson in the Taken movies. You're a fucking bad parent.
Well, that would have been bad all over the mixer.
That should be the whole thing.
Well,
they should be taken 1, 2, and 3. It should be 15 seconds long, and somebody should look. It should be Liam Neeson crying, talking to the cops, and the cop going, "You're a fucking shitty dad, man."
Well, he was.
What do you mean? Your fucking daughter got kidnapped and like sex traded like 3 different fucking times. After the first time, you didn't think, "Nah, honey, I don't think you should go abroad by your fucking self again," because either clearly I'm bad at my parental duties, or you're a fucking idiot.
Well, in Taken, the very first one, he was a divorced father with shared custody. So it's not all...
stop trying to worry about being the cool dad.
It's not on him. And then I think...
Buy her a fucking drop-top Miata and let her drink at your house when she's there every other weekend.
Now, 2, I think she was older. I think she might have been over 18. So...
Still.
You're on your own, bitch.
No.
3...
What? Your kids are over 18? You're telling me if they called you, they're like, "Dad, I'm being sex trafficked," you wouldn't be like, "I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do about it, but we'll figure something out."
What the fuck were you wearing? You shouldn't have turned them on.
That's a terrible way to look at it.
No, but I think in 3 or 85, whichever, Taken 25, whichever one. They're like Fast and the Furious now. I don't fucking know what number we're on. It was her...
Taken 16, Batman Returns.
It was her shitty-ass stepfather.
I don't know. I haven't seen all of them. All I know is the fact that there's more than one. And if you're that badass and you have that particular set of skills,
Gonzo,
how are you still letting that fucking happen?
Jesus Christ, Gonzo.
Like, that might be one of the few times that I saw it. That might be one of him and his fatherhood and his child. That might be the one time I am okay with hearing that somebody has had their child live out their adult life chained to a fucking heater in their house.
You like how I'm being more professional this time? I'm listening to it, trying to make sure the level.
I got my cans on.
I'm making sure it's all level, making sure we're still on air.
I don't know. I digress back to Liam Neeson's bad dad. Although it was fucking funny in what was it, Ted or Ted 2? Did you see him in that?
It's been so long since I've seen Ted 2.
He goes through the fucking line and Ted's at the grocery store and he's like, tricks, yeah, that's good stuff. And he's like, "I've been led to believe that tricks are exclusively for children." He's like, "Oh, no, I mean, you can, pretty much anybody can buy them." He's like, "So, if I buy this cereal, no one will follow me?" He's like, "Oh, no, I don't think so." He's like, "I can't thank you enough for what you've done to me today." And he just takes the box of tricks and puts it in his jacket and walks away. And Ted's like, "What a fucking weird guy." Okay,
we've stretched this out. We actually gotta get on the move. I got a lot of shit still to cover. Believe it or not.
Just hit him with the bullet points. Fact.
Okay,
fact,
but
fuck you, we're out.
Getting back to where we started this, there was a girl named Emanuela Orlandi who went missing in Rome in 1983. Now, listen to this. This is some of the wacky...
That sounds like a pop singer. The new single from Emanuela Orlandi. From the chandelier.
But, he did have some fucked up ideas. And one of his fucked up
ideas... The Vatican priest that was an exorcist had some fucked up ideas.
I'm going out on a big...
How do you feel about gays and blacks?
I'm going out
I bet you they were real high up on his fucking pedestals.
Apparently about the same as like Gonzo.
Like, he'd be the first, like, the only priest ever that's like, "I'm cool with Jews, I'm cool with black people, I'm cool with Mexicans, I'm cool with gay people, bisexual people, transsexual people, queer people. They're all cool with me." And then literally, like the Pope would shit his pants and die. The fucking, whatever, the Cardinal would, like, vomit fucking blood. Like, everybody else would just, like, shit all over themselves. And then he just, like, so you know, he just... right in the forehead.
Okay, where was I at?
Somebody killed the priest. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Like I said, he had some weird, wacky ideas, like the yoga thing. But this girl went missing in '83, and she was kidnapped by. He said she was kidnapped by a sex parties by a gang involving Vatican police, foreign diplomats. He said that she was later murdered and her body disposed of. Amorth claimed the girls were recruited at Vatican parties, adding that her death was a crime with sexual motive. Well, no shit, dipweed.
I would venture to say that this is possibly the most believable thing so far.
It's not fucking wacky. And think about it. A Catholic priest.
He pretty much he's basically just outlining the Roman Catholic version of Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
Jepstein.
But for a Catholic priest to do that. I mean, this is an organization. God love you, Roman Catholics. But this is an organization that covered up pedophilia for, 30 years?
Yeah, they still do.
They still, instead of doing something about it, they just moved them fucking around.
Yeah.
You know.
God damn it, Tim. Now you got to go touch kids in Little Rock.
I've seen Ray Donovan.
Everybody knows that Wolverine's brother's out here trying to make things right.
He was molested by, him and his brothers were molested by a priest. We know this. But, think about this. For a priest to say this about the Vatican.
Yeah.
That, I will give him, it takes cojones.
I mean, really, there's only one more thing that I know of that I can say that is more shocking, and that was Milli Vanilli admitting that they lip sync.
Speaking of that, I was disappointed. With Meatloaf dying, R.I.P.
I am so tired of hearing Meatloaf songs, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, what was it that day? What was it last?
Together till the end of time.
But I did watch the special, about his career.
No, I didn't even know there was one. They put that out quick.
Well,
like
actually,
15 minutes long. He was in Rocky Horror in Fight Club, and he made some songs.
I've seen it. They just replayed it. I've seen it before, a year or two ago. They just
it had already been made.
Yeah, it had already been made. They replayed it. They just added it.
Yeah, I mean, all jokes aside, he's a deserving candidate or something like that.
What was the song? Anything for Love.
And I would do anything
that video
for love.
That video.
But I won't eat the poo-poo.
But that video, you've seen the video, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Chick is hot as fuck.
I would hope so. It's a fucking music video. They're not out here getting threes to shoot music videos with.
But that's not who sang it. She did not sing it. That was a
shocker.
And the girl who sang it
was Jamie Lynn Spears.
No. I mean, she wasn't hideous, but she was not.
It was Jessica Simpson's sister, the one that got caught lip syncing on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah.
His Family Guy got her good. They were like, this is worse than that blah, blah, blah Simpson fiasco. And it was like, she started singing. It was like, Old Man River.
Yes, but I was a little upset to see, it just ruined it for me. I remember that video. Of course, I was all over.
Just destroys the continuity.
Yeah, it fucked me up. Anyway, what was that? Oh, but I have often, getting back to the Vatican and, basically there being sex parties and people recruiting out of the Vatican. And
no way.
Father Gabe did say there were practicing Satanists inside the Vatican, inside the Roman Catholic Church.
Herp, derp, derp.
Which, if you listen to any, I forget, I might look that up. There's a guy who said he was the Grand Poobah, Grand Wizard of a Satanic.
Whoa, now you're going two totally different. Are you telling me he was the Grand Wizard of a Satanic group? So he's racist and a Satan worshiper?
I forget what they're called.
Man, he is just fucking out here killing the game for being a trash bag.
I think I don't.
The Satanist thing, I don't give a fuck
I do not
about.
think the KKK has a monopoly on Grand Wizards. I don't know, but I forget. I can look it up. There was a podcast I listened to, but he was the head wizard of one of the head wizards. Apparently, there could be anywhere from 8 to 200 in the world. At one time, that's a big fucking number there, ball hoss.
Right, there's a big fucking discrepancy in those two.
But
like, how many people are falling between the cracks here? How shitty is your filing system?
He said that the satanic motive was to bring down the church, all churches. Which, Frankly,
shocker.
I'm not sure of that, but would make sense.
It kind of 2 + 2 is 4.
In today's our versions of we've talked about Satanism. You know, Satanists are really just there is those Satanists that are what you think they are, but most of the Satanists are just atheists.
Yeah, for the most part, the people that think like, and not even that, like. Most of the people that you think are fucking doing all the crazy shit are occultists, not Satanists.
Right, but they're just...
From my understanding, Satanists are pretty chill.
They're just rebelling against Christianity is what most Satanism is.
Yeah.
They're not doing spells. They're not West Memphis 3 in it.
Well, because, like, that's the thing. It's like to be a Satanist, you do have to believe in my personal opinion, you have to believe in God in order to be a Satan worshiper. Because without God, there is no Satan.
Well said.
Like from a theological standpoint,
correct. But
I love how I make fucking eat the poo poo jokes, and then I say stuff like theological.
I know. You go so gutter, and then you say something enlightened. You're fucking Plato and Bart Simpson all in one.
I keep you on your toes, motherfuckers.
Where was I at? Oh, but this grand wizard or whatever of Satanism, he said that every organization does have, you know, in every church, the deacon may be a fucking Satanist, or a priest could be a Satanist.
If you watch movies, the deacon's always the asshole.
They're double agents.
I just watched fucking First Sunday.
They're undercover bosses. They're spies.
I love that show.
Yes, but I hate when shows take that and, you know, general comedies or, you know, crime shows take that premise of undercover boss and do it in their show. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Law and Order type shit.
Undercover Boss is a fucking cool show, though.
It was.
I love seeing they're like, your story really touched me, Gabriel. And I want to buy that house for your family. Every time I watch it, I'm like, that's super sick. But then I also think, I'm like, what about the other fucking 15,000 employees that work for you? You're like, hey, you and you. Good shit. Here's $100,000 for college. Here's a house. You're an asshole. You're fired. Everybody else, continue.
But that
Chalupa, what are you doing? You just look guilty coming in here.
It's fucking hard telling what she's doing. She wasn't feeling well yesterday. I actually was kind of worried about her. I thought maybe we were going to have a seance tonight episode. Seriously, she was not looking good yesterday.
We've had this conversation, as morbid as it is. Considering her health issues, she's getting up there.
Yeah, but you know, so
can we stuff her and put her in the background?
Oh, we're gonna stuff her instead of right here.
Yes.
And she's gonna be doing this.
So she's just gonna look normal.
Yes, pretty much. What was I saying? Fuck, I don't know. Oh no. So Father Gabe did show some. You know, I do agree with that.
Boy's his dick.
Probably, but that's beside the point. That's neither here nor there.
You know me, stating the obvious.
Right.
I've got a job, and I do it. What the? Oh, that was your paper.
What?
When you moved your paper. I was speaking, so it was like...
Wiki. Oh. Now, let's get into where he did his exorcism. He did his exorcisms out of his office.
In a van down by the river.
No. He did his exorcisms in his office.
In today's terminology, it would be more of like the Red Room from 50 Shades of Grey.
Yes. But he made sure, he was smart, he made sure to put it away from the back, away from the street, so nobody would hear the screams.
This doesn't sound fishy at all, does it?
Well, there's a lot of screaming.
I bet.
But he would do, he had a ritual. He would do 5 exorcisms. He would get up, do his morning prayers or whatever, eat his ho-hos and fucking coffee. I don't fucking
kiss
know.
all 81 fucking rosary beads or however fucking many there are.
You know, do his morning prayers, I guess. I don't know. But then start seeing patients. He was like a shrink. It was like an urgent care of exorcisms.
Do you think after he was done with the day, he's like, "Oh, what a long day," and he sits down to like a cup of tea and he dips communion wafers in it like cookies?
But he would see have 5 sessions in the morning, and he liked to keep them about half-hour sessions.
And then he'd go hit the gym and do chest and back for about an hour.
But, you know, he would do about half-hour sessions at 5 in the morning and then go do lunch. Now,
who the fuck is waking up for you to do an exorcism on him at 5 in the morning? Shouldn't they be tired? 3 a.m. is the witching hour. You'd think they're up till 3 a.m. every
with
night.
300,000 done, he had to set a schedule. You had to keep.
So he was like The Rock.
Well, you think
Mark Wahlberg? Like he was waking up at like 4 in the morning, getting a hard exorcism in, and then going, having a nice lunch. I wonder if maybe he's like a hipster. He's the first one to get avocado toast. He had avocado toast and vegan kielbasa.
Yeah, fuck that shit. I hate avocados. But anyway, he was like a doctor's office.
It's good fat.
He was like, I picture a waiting room outside with people just lined up, and every now and then he'd say, "Doris, we got a live one. Cancel my 2:00."
Yeah, it's just like mom reading Good Housekeeping, kid like hovering slightly above the seat chanting, other mom with doing like a highlights crossword puzzle in a magazine, and then like kid vomiting green bile. And then mom, and then like Damien from The Omen.
Yes.
And he's just like, I'll probably get out of here a little early today.
But he would, do a visual representation or visual inspection and pray with these people. And
a priest did a visual inspection of someone?
Douse them with Holy Ghost or holy water, which we don't know what kind of holy water. It could have been holy water or holy water.
It was Father Amorth, that holy water is really cloudy and thick. Shut the fuck up.
Don't worry about it.
Do I come to your job and knock the fucking mop out of your hand? That was not a sexist joke. That's just the one I know.
Sure, it was a
Sorry,
sexist
Barbara, do I come to your job and tell you to stop being the CEO of a Fortune 500 company? Because women should be able to do that.
Yes.
But also me, not because I'm a man, just because I need the money.
Because you need we all need the money. We all need the money. That's why you need to go to patreon.com/GITM podcast.
It's like the podcast part was my wiener.
This message is brought to you by patreon.com/GITM podcast.
And my wiener.
Who says we're not funny? We cracked us up. That's all that fucking matters.
Right.
Anyway. But some of these would take half hour, and most of I think that 600,000, like I said earlier, they were mildly possessed. They had a little a corona case of demons, just out the door.
Right, like he just walks in and like he's like, "Do you have to sneeze, my child?" "Yes." "Sneeze into my hand." And they sneeze in his hand. He's just, he's good. It's gone.
Now, Father Gabe did have a sense of humor, because we all know when you're doing an exorcism, demons don't hold back. They will hurt your feelings, and if they would say something negative to him, I did write it down, but obviously that's a fucking typo, and I have no idea what it's supposed to be.
What? I want to see it
at the very top. Oh, it was a gluttonist. I think that's what it is.
How do you fuck up when you have it's not autocorrect on a spell check?
He's a gluttonist. I think it says glutinous. I guess the demons.
I saw gullinist.
I guess he couldn't take gluten. I think it was gluttonous though, but the demon called him a gluttonist, and he responded during the exorcism after this demon or the person called him a gluttonist. He said, "What's it to you?" I mean, that's kind of witty for a priest. You don't think a priest would have a witty comeback.
So I'm not.
I mean, he's no Travis. Priests aren't any Travis.
Travis, you are a glutton. I'm gonna be glutting those guts if you're not careful. Fuck you.
But where was I at? So he did have a little bit of a sense of humor about what he was doing, and he kept it light. Mm-hmm. You want a doctor to keep it light.
I mean, when you do 27 exorcisms a day,
I think
you kind of have to.
He averaged approximately 17 per day. It's what I found in my notes. 17,
rookie numbers.
17 a day. Now that could be naturally some days he did 45. And then
I do 17 by breakfast. I don't even fucking eat breakfast.
But
I do 3 exorcisms with the time that I would eat breakfast.
No, he would start his exorcisms at 9:00 in his office, and have a half-hour break in between, because apparently exorcisms are taxing, and you got to take a half-hour break. And he would do, but he would do it
if this shit's real. Fair.
But he would take a half-hour break to do paperwork during this time. What
the fuck paperwork are you doing?
Exactly. What kind of paperwork does exorcists need to do?
What do you go through and check off that you did everything?
Yes. Beelzebub? Yes.
Projectile vomiting? No.
Faker?
What the fuck? Paperwork.
This one was a spitter. Apparently, demons are spitters.
A lot of spitters.
Demons are spitters, and
that's not even from this. That's just apparently a known thing.
When you're possessed,
it's like Game of Thrones. It is known.
They're spitters, and we all know nobody likes a fucking spitter.
It depends.
No.
Llamas.
Sexual. I was going for sexual connotation, but that's okay. You just fucked it up.
I don't even know what a connotation is.
Anyway,
what's a constantation? Constantinople, cantaloupe, Cantonese.
But
can't stop, won't stop.
Most of these appointments were half-hour appointments, so he, which makes sense. Half hour, doing the.
How do those parents feel when it's their kid in there and he's like, we're gonna have to continue this tomorrow. It's been a half hour, but Father, my child, Barbara. I said you get 30. Get the fuck out. I gotta do paperwork now.
These were half-hour appointments with a half-hour break in between to do paperwork. We got a system, but...
You mean take a shit?
Yes. But most of the times, it took multiple visits.
Yeah.
Sometimes months. Sometimes even years.
Yeah, you gotta get that paper, boo-boo.
Was he charged? Does the Vatican charge? This is a serious question.
I would assume so.
Do they do just donations, or the Catholic Church doesn't take a dump without charging it?
Right.
Trust me. When I got married.
There's no way this shit's free.
I'm married. I might have even said this on a podcast before, but I married a Catholic, and we got married in a Catholic church. Them motherfuckers said a payment book. I said back in the day, you might remember. You used to get a payment book when you bought a car. An actual book with little thick pullouts where you had to put shit in the mail. That's how old I am. But I looked at this. I said, "Where the fuck's the car?" I said, "Tell these motherfuckers to go fuck off.
Right?
I ain't sending you a goddamn dime.
Eat a fat sack of cocks.
You ain't getting a shit because I didn't like you anyway." But where was I at? Fuck, I've lost my point. Oh, it could take months. It could take years. That's repeat business. So it's kind of like. Get a shot. Get another shot. Keep getting shots.
I had a different comparison. I was going to say it's kind of like how there's yet to be a cure for a lot of terminal diseases, because in my personal opinion, there is a cure for a lot of these diseases. But guess what? You don't make a shitload of money that you guarantee for a long period of time doing? Curing things.
Well,
you do guarantee a shitload of money over a long period of time by keeping people alive but still sick.
That is, we might start doing some conspiracy episodes here.
Conspiracy?
Conspiracy.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm doing it for Gonzo, baby.
Tune in next week. We're getting Stormy Daniels on here.
No, conspiracy. Congalingaspiracy. But, I was like, God damn, you get me so off.
Got you all riled up with these conspiracies.
Oh, conspiracies. There is that conspiracy of cancer that, how much money
ridiculous
has been just donated to.
And a lot of people fucking, when I bring this shit up, they're like, well, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not saying that there's not millions of people suffering from dying terrible, slow, painful, agonizing deaths from cancer. That's a thing. I'm not denying that it's a thing. I'm just saying I think there's more. I think that the world of medicine is probably more capable of dealing with it than they let us know.
I mean, but just the sheer amount of money in October that is donated.
Oh yeah.
And then the cost,
which is great,
right?
But I think that there's more going on than we know about.
And there's the mere cost of the treatment. I was with somebody that fought it.
Mm-hmm.
That shit. I remember one time I was talking to her and we were going over prices. I said, "How much is that little fucking thing?"
Yeah.
$10,000.
Yeah.
I'm like, for that?
Yeah.
I'm like, you're gonna be fucking somebody's getting fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And not the good kind of fucked.
Right. It's crazy.
I mean,
it's just like the guy I've told you about, the guy that kind of cured AIDS, right?
Kind of cured AIDS?
Well, like he had made this elixir or whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
Was he a wizard? Was he a grand wizard?
No, he talked like one though, because he was from Central America. But he even
eating the poo-poo.
Dude, he eat the poo-poo.
Eat the poo-poo.
But no, that's how you get AIDS. You eat the poo-poo. But anyway,
AIDS is a good one. I like how they said it started by somebody fucked a monkey. How the fuck do you fuck one of
If it
monkeys?
did come from a monkey, I would say it probably came from eating them on expeditions, because that also happened. But no, this guy,
wet markets.
This guy, I forget where he was based, but he had been working on this research to help to try to cure or like lessen AIDS and HIV for a long time, and he had come up with this fucking regimen, if you will, cocktail, whatever you want to call it. And I don't know the fucking medical terms. I'm clearly not a fucking doctor. If you listen to this at all, you know that. I should be. I'm not. Fuck you, science. But like he had gotten so proficient and had narrowed this thing down so well that he actually went to Charlie Sheen. And I guess Charlie Sheen's like body was shutting down and shit, like all his organs and shit. And he said when he went to see him and talk to him, he was at his house and like all the fucking had all his curtains were drawn and shit like that because his eyes couldn't deal with processing that much light anymore because everything was degrading in his body.
Yeah.
And if you believe it to be true, which, I mean, who am I to call the guy a liar? Because he did have video of some of this. But apparently he went to see Charlie Sheen, and he was talking to Charlie Sheen, and he was like, no, that's not true. That's not how none of this shit works. That's not how it works. It's AIDS. You die. But apparently, according to the story that he is told, he was so confident in this miracle drug that he actually injected himself with Charlie Sheen's blood in front of Charlie Sheen.
Balls
without even blinking, without even thinking twice about it. So then Charlie Sheen goes to his, it was like Costa Rica or some shit like that, to his facility. And like next thing you know, he's like out a while, some weeks or months down the road after taking this treatment, he's like outside throwing a baseball around and shit with the doctor and testing, not showing positive for HIV and AIDS while he's on this cocktail of whatever the fuck. And then out of nowhere, he just ups and leaves. And then this guy publishes his works to the Cedars-Sinai Hospital in California. And supposedly they filed it under their own name as their own research, buried it in their files. And then sometime shortly after that, supposedly, he went to get in his car with his kids, and something was a little weird, and the car wouldn't start, and there was a car bomb on his car. Yeah.
Convenient.
Yes.
If that's a true story, that is weird as fuck.
Yeah, because clearly if it was the government or big medicine, they don't have at least... Fucking Tony Montana had more values than that. He said, I said no kiss, man. That cocksucker, he was gonna get a kiss.
All right.
Look, another fucking spam account. Man, we're this close to taking off.
Breaking off. We're getting to it.
Breaking off from the subject as usual.
Now, speaking of, we did say demons are spitters for sure. Father Amorth.
Vermouth.
I keep wanting to say vermouth when I say that, but he spoke of a time when he was doing an exorcism, and
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You know, demon was spitting, so he was wearing a mask before.
Now, when we say spitting, we're talking like this was the Eminem of demons. This demon was in there like, I'm Kabanican, Flanagan.
No,
I put my flannel on my mannequin.
Not spitting rhymes, spitting saliva. And in this case, the motherfucker
went to the Mexican restaurant because I'm trying to get some Flanagan.
This fucking demon.
Melissa Flanagan.
This fucking demon manifested nails in its mouth. And spat them at the father, the padre.
See, that's a much more exciting version of what I saw. Like, all I could think of when I read about that, because that's not an uncommon thing,
right,
amongst the exorcisms.
Now, did they do?
But like, all I could I see like what if it's like a really timid, like quiet person, and like they're just sitting there fucking getting exorcised, and they're just like, oh, and just like real quietly, and they try to hide it in their hand while they take it out of their mouth, and they're just.
Maybe.
Did you just take something out of your mouth? No.
No, that's not fun.
Was that a nail?
I like to think.
I would accredit it more as like a railroad spike.
I would like to think of it more as spitting like a gun, and Father Amorth was having to dodge it, duck and move. But. Being the spitters, he would either cover his hand or, cover up with a mask. He was masking up before it was cool.
Because because I heard that he always had a handkerchief.
Yes.
At all times. He had a couple things he had with him all the time. Whatever the little silver thing is, we're splashing people with holy water.
Oh, that's right. If I would have read further in my notes, I wrote down that number that I said I didn't know, wasn't sure on.
8675309.
Jenny.
Got no number.
You need to make her yours?
No, I got me. Okay. I picked me a winner already.
The
Lord Jesus Christ.
About the 6,000.
Jeebus Christmas.
This 300,000. The 300,000 exorcisms that he did. He said, this is a quote from him. He only came across about 100 cases that were genuine, 100% full blown. Linda Blair exorcisms.
Then why are you doing 300,000 exorcisms then?
Inflating some fucking numbers.
All right, Joel Osteen.
I mean, so that means a majority, 99% of his cases were just people with gas.
Yeah, or schizophrenia.
Right, but that's what,
or
and
epilepsy.
And this is where I do admire what he says. He said most of the clients were psychiatric cases who he would just say, you know what, go see a doctor. Get on some, whatever medicine.
You're going to need to go get some Valbutrin, Heather.
Go get some lithium there, Margaret.
That was a popular one back in the day.
Yes.
So still is, isn't it? What do they use lithium for? Psychosis?
Yeah, I think so. I'm no doctor. I'm no MD. But I think, I am not 100%. I buy that 100 number, but I don't buy. I think a lot of. I'm not going to say demons don't possess anybody, and I've personally stated in the past that I believe most of it is mental. Of course, it's a mental issue, but of course, there's always the chicken or the egg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What comes first? What causes what? Does the psychic, the mental problem, cause the demon type symptoms or possession symptoms, or being possessed by a demon play into the psychiatric problems, or is these mental problems what attracts the demon because it makes for an easy target?
Right.
Who knows? I don't know. I don't have the answers, because I've always said, and I've said on this podcast a billion times, that's why I don't worry about, attachments and obsessions and possessions, because
ain't nobody scurry around these pots.
I'm not afraid of it because I'm mentally strong most of the time. And, and like I said before, a demon doesn't want to get inside my head. It gets inside my head and say, I'm fucking out of here. This guy's got problems.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to say there's nobody's ever not been possessed. But I'm also going to think, I like these numbers of out of 300,000 cases, only 100 were real.
Right.
That's how I view possessions. Of all the cases, there might be a handful that are actual, Annalise and Michelle type things. Most of it's just people wanting attention or crazy or mental problems.
Well, then you have people like me with my thought process. I think the real possessions, is a Tulpa effect.
I mean, and you brought up a good point. We're all, if you take in the Holy Spirit, that's a possession,
right? That's what I'm saying.
It's just a good kind of possession.
Like, it's okay. It's bad to have a demon in you, but it's okay to have God.
But it's, and I look at it like this. Terrorism since 2000.
Holy fuck! Are we flipping from the Catholic Church to terrorism? I like it. Carry on.
We're going with this. We're going balls deep in this shit.
Jesus Christ! I'm supposed to be the controversial one. The Catholics are terrorists. You heard it here first. Good night.
No, since 2001, every night or every time somebody opens their mouth who is in the news area has talked about terrorism.
Everything is a terrorist.
Now it's domestic terrorists, but terrorists, but that's a different story.
It's a trigger word.
Like Al Qaeda and whatever the other one, ISIS. Those motherfuckers think they're right. Mm-hmm. It's a difference of we think they're evil.
Yeah.
They don't think they're evil.
Right.
Just like Satanists.
Mm-hmm.
They don't think they're wrong. They think we're wrong. Yeah. Or not we're, but the other side is wrong.
I think they're all
wrong.
The
Nazis. Hitler thought he was a brilliant man. He thought he was on the right path.
Yeah.
It's a difference of opinion.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, and then the people are somebody's always gonna play devil's advocate. Yes, there are people that are part of something just because they fear retribution of some sort. That's a thing. Like, there are people that go along with it just so they don't get fucking killed themselves. Right. That's a thing. That is a thing.
But my point is, these fanatical people, they don't think they're fanatical. They think they're right.
Yeah.
There's two sides to every coin. We just view them as, in the way we view the world, they're wrong. Same thing with demons.
Yeah, because if there's more than two sides to your coin, you have a die.
But
dice.
So whether you're being possessed by a demon or the Holy Spirit, same.
Mm-hmm. Same. Now, did we touch on his ability to spot this?
Oh, yes, I forgot to mention that.
That's possibly the most entertaining part.
Okay, I forgot to mention. Not only did he do his drive-through fucking exorcisms. I picture him with a window,
Or just a drive-by. He just drives by and throws out a bucket of holy water.
Right, like a car wash.
What
did.
The fuck, Father Amorth? $400. I'll send you the invoice.
He did exorcisms via Skype. Now, I've used Skype. I've used Zoom. The last interview we did was on Zoom.
Yeah.
And it was annoying because the person was annoying. It's just the delay.
Yeah. Because you just end up sitting there blah, blah, blah.
Wait, are you going to say something? Did you hear me? Can you hear me?
And then they say something and then it's
yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. So, and Skype's, what if Skype's bad about freezing up? What happens if you're in mid-exorcism and the screen freezes?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's an effective way to do it.
The demon is affecting the internet connection.
Yes. How convenient. Our internet connection has been possessed.
The demon of 4G has come into my 5G holiness.
Where was I at? And this is where he loses. Like I said, he said some things that I agree with. He said a lot of things I don't agree with. Mm-hmm. But this is where I call bullshit, and he loses me on. He said he could tell if somebody was possessed just by looking at a photograph.
Right.
What? Okay. We know this. I'm not very photogenic. I take some fucked up pictures. Right. I look like ass in every picture I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm a handsome man, but in photography wise,
I'm an awful picture taker.
I'm hideous.
Excuse me.
How are we doing, Kevin? Welcome. Aloha.
Is that a new one?
I think so. I don't know. I don't recognize it.
Hi.
I haven't seen
Hopefully you don't mind the word fuck or fart jokes.
We're coming to the end here.
Because I'm about to hit you with a fucking fart joke.
Oh, but I do not. Where was I at? you lose me at you can take a picture.
Yeah, you can look at a picture and tell if somebody's possessed.
Yeah,
like that. No, that's not talent or power. That's stereotyping. That's profiling. It's not something obvious. That's like you can't look at a picture of somebody being like, that guy's gay. You can look at a picture and be like, that dude's black. There's a big difference. Like, one thing's obvious, one thing is not. You're not gonna catch it. You're not gonna look at a picture and be like, you're like, oh, that clearly. Look at the headdress and everything. He's a Native American man, or a First Nation, or the OGs of the land, if you will, because I think Native American's kind of a stupid fucking term. It was like, it's a good term for him. How? It wasn't fucking America until we got here. You fucking dumb. They're just native. But anyway, you can look at him and see a man in a headdress that is clearly of native origin doing a dance of a native origin and be like, that is a native person. You can't look at a picture and be like, yep, they have definitely got pancreatic cancer. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. Like, judging by this picture, I would say that person has obsessive compulsive disorder.
It's profiling, and profiling is wrong.
Yes.
But how you can fucking tell if somebody's possessed via photo is bullshit.
Right. Like, what the fuck about, I look into their eyes that aren't really their eyes. It's a print of their eyes.
This is where you lose me.
He lost me a while ago, but that being said, we can continue with, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Like, is there any information on the back of these pictures? He's like, let's see if this person's possessed. What's on the back of the Polaroid? Or on the bottom, because it's a Polaroid. Taken. Apostrophe 98. The city it's taken in. The person's name. Like, loves Eastern religions, people of any ethnicity, and people of any sexual orientation. They're fucking possessed. Call their mother. Tell them we need to beat the demons out of them. She likes the people of color and the people of the gay and transsexual hood. That's bad. They're bad. We must now accost them verbally and physically in the name of the Lord until they're pure and holy again. Onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia. I think that's going to...
I bless you in the name of the Lord. Large pepperoni, extra cheese, light sauce, well done, bake.
Since we're done with Father Gabriel Amorth and his...
Vermouth.
His...
Father Gabriel...
illustrious...
Martini.
His illustrious...
That was a bad one.
Exorcist career. I think we've covered him. There's not, like I said, there's not a lot of information.
Yeah, for a motherfucker with 3 books.
But speaking of that, since you were talking about pepperoni with extra cheese, fuck Little Caesars.
Yeah?
Those motherfuckers raised their prices.
Oh, darn. So you have to pay more than $5 for a pizza?
$5.50. The commercial...
It's $5.50?
$5.55, I think.
Oh, my God.
I saw the commercial, and it said because they were putting more pepperoni on it. But remember the other day when I had pizza and we were doing an episode and I didn't have time to wait, so I just got a cheese pizza because heaven forbid I was going to wait 8 minutes to get a fucking $5 pizza.
How dare you?
The cheese pizza was $5.55. I said, wait a minute.
You bunch of dirty fucking bitches.
You cock-sucking motherfuckers.
That's where, like, they're basically Nazis.
All right. I think that's going to wrap up our... that is going to wrap up our shit on the Vatican and exorcisms. I'm sure we'll get into another exorcism episode here in the future. So we can...
all signs point to yes. I put about as much legitimacy into the magic 8 ball as this shit.
I mean, like I said, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there have been some demonic possessions. I believe in an afterlife. I believe in spirits. I think there is something to it, whether it's a spirit or a dimensional creature from the other side. A being.
Bigfoot. Robert Loggia.
Yes. I mean, I'm saying it's very possible. I just think most of it's bullshit. It's like UFO sightings. 98 to 99% of it is just experimental craft we just don't recognize. But there is a small portion of shit that could possibly be a true unidentified flying object.
Well, now you gotta worry. It could be fucking Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk just up there fucking around.
Literally fucking. You got Bezos with a cock rocket.
That would be a power child.
You know, Bezos with a cock rocket, and then tell Elon to make a space station that looked like a vagina. Docking.
Literally, well, no, docking would be two penises though.
No, the ship docking into the space
would
look like.
I was just making more sexual innuendo. Yeah.
Yes, of course you may sub.
It.
Please sub. Let's see.
You're talking about to the channel, not like.
He's a dirty boy.
Hey,
lick my boot.
We haven't got that level on Patreon yet. Coming soon.
Pun intended. But yeah,
well, if I'm involved, it's always coming soon.
That'd be an interesting crossover, though. Fucking Elon Musk having a kid with fucking Jeff Bezos. Be rich and smart. It'd be like that Daniel Tosh stand-up where he talked about if, what was it, Brad Pitt and David Beckham had a kid.
That'd be a good-looking kid.
You ever heard that bit?
No.
Dude, it's so hilariously offensive. He was like, that would be the most beautiful child ever. He was like, you can't. He was like, I'm not. He was like, I know we're not supposed to say it, but I'd fuck that baby. He was like, I know you don't like to hear it, but do you imagine seeing that baby just working as a model in front of a Abercrombie store? Is that the Beckham kid? Is that Pitcom?
Pitcom.
He said, if I had a magic lamp and the genie gave me 3 wishes, 2 of them would be to fuck that baby. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. Oh my God. Free mind. That's one thing that is one box we do check. Free minds.
Or dumb minds.
I mean, if you put them together.
Immature and unfunny minds.
According to some of our reviews. Oh, yeah. Subscribe on your favorite streaming app and leave us a fucking review if you would like as well. We also have a Patreon and a merchandise page.
Oh, I forgot.
And check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I have a fucking account on some meme thing.
So here's the way things are going to work. Hopefully we'll keep doing Sundays at 6 o'clock. I know we were late today.
Sorry.
We're
in the Cincinnati area, and I work at a sports bar. I was not getting out of there.
I'm going to go ahead and say in 2 weeks, we're not doing an episode.
We might just have to push that one.
We'll probably do that on Monday.
Because I'm going to be getting butt fucked for 4.5 hours.
I'm watching the Super Bowl. So next Tuesday, episode whatever we're on,
168.
But this is 167. So episode 169.
Yeah,
will be on Monday. I guarantee it. And like I said, we are actually planning out our episodes. So next week's episode will be about MK Ultra. We are doing a little conspiracy talk. That will be.
It's hardly even fucking conspiracy.
It was a conspiracy, but now it's not due to a FOIA.
I want to watch The Men Who Stare at Goats.
Well, we can get into. I want to do a remote viewing.
Mormon internet port. Oh yeah, we actually did a live stream of using it. But if you're new here, I'm not religious. I don't believe in religion. Well, I mean, I believe in religion because religion is a real thing, and more power to everybody to believe what they believe. Cool. I don't believe in a god or a deity. Therefore, I don't believe in a devil. Therefore, this thing is just a fucking child's toy, and therefore, ain't shit gonna happen when I use one. Probably won't be the last time.
But so MK Ultra is interesting to me.
It's because it's real.
Because it's real. And most, like I've always said, I hate the term conspiracy theory. For one, conspiracy theory was formed by the government to degrade people who thought differently or was looking into things. It was a negative connotation used for that very reason. But every conspiracy event you've heard of, there's a little bit of truth to it.
Yeah.
All of them. Now, the truth varies from, one portion of it is right to MK Ultra is proved out to be 100% right.
Yeah, it's what comes after the facts that makes it a theoretical thing.
But MK Ultra dives into. It's probably going to be a longer fucking episode because
I'm going to be on acid.
Well, one of us has to be sober for this.
I'm going to soak a tampon in acid and shove it up my urethra.
Ow.
Nah, it won't be too bad.
If you say so. Nothing's going up my urethra.
And then that's going to be the end. That's going to be the end. It's just...
Oh, Jesus Christ, we clipped on that motherfucker.
Bet you won't wear your fucking headphones next week, will you?
Oh, fuck. That's going to make editing fun. So, that'll be next week's episode. Like I said, it'll probably be a little bit longer. So, you got anything else you want to talk about before we close it out?
They eat the poo-poo.
We got about 10 minutes. Yeah, MK Ultra, Kevin, is heavy, and it tells a lot about the government.
You know what else is heavy?
D?
Me. And the boys.
I've been on a 80s and early 90s rap kick here lately.
Yeah?
I watched, here's how
a lot of Vanilla Ice.
Hey, fuck you. I hate that. Listen, nobody admits to owning that record, but yet the motherfucker was a millionaire overnight. I'll admit, I owned it. And it was on my playlist. You saw it on my playlist. It's no longer on there anymore, but good damn song. I mean, just because, I liked it better than Under Pressure, what he ripped off. But I watched here's how bad I get on these kicks. You know what I watched? I watched a shitty Lifetime movie about salt and pepper. Not the condiment or whatever, the actual rap group.
I think I've seen it too, actually.
It's fucking horrible.
But I mean, I'll watch any fucking music documentary.
Gonzo is hungry. Go get some food there, bud.
Eat the poo-poo.
Eat the poo-poo. Police, did they do Under Pressure? I know Under Pressure was done by David Bowie and Freddie Mercury, was it? It was I think it was David Bowie and I want to say Freddie Mercury. The Police might have did a song called Under Pressure too, but I think the one Vanilla Ice borrowed from was the Bowie and Mercury collab.
Mercury,
yeah. Mercury.
So he stole from two queens.
What the Gonzo, lesbian Batman? Batman is a male, so he can't be a lesbian.
I think he's just
typing shit, random shit.
I think that his mind's broken from losing to the Bengals in the AFC Championship.
It's very well possible.
I didn't think it was going to go that way.
I didn't either. I mean,
I said, even the other Bengals fans around me, I was like, man, I don't know if Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes are going to let you do it again because they beat them earlier this year.
Here's the thing.
He was like, we got their number. I'm like, that's not really how it works.
Here's how that game played out. We're going to go to our sports talk version of this since we did. Oh fuck, cramp. Oh fuck me, cramp. God damn.
You need more bananas. Rapa Nui.
I've
seen that before.
When the game started, it did not start well. And when what's his name? Our tight end, the Bengals tight end went down. I was like, oh fuck, this is a problem. Great player. And most people don't realize that the tight end may be one of the most important positions on the offense. And a tight end is probably, if you have a great tight end, he's one of the best athletes on the team.
The Bungles?
Any tight end in today's.
Oh.
Because, Kelsey, for instance.
Beast.
Linebacker can't cover him. You have to cover him with a DB. And when the Bengals went down, that's a problem.
Gonzo said the Chiefs fucked themselves, just like me.
Yes, the Chiefs did fuck themselves. But I thought it was going to be a runaway. For one, it's hard to beat any team twice in a month, especially a team that's as good as the Chiefs.
Right. Especially when they have, I don't give a fuck what he says, they have Andy Reid as their coach.
Yes. I mean,
and Andy Reid is a very good football coach.
Yes. So I really didn't expect the Bengals to win this game.
I remember when he won the Super Bowl.
I was.
It looked like fucking like what's his fuck from Cheers. Was it Cheers, the mailman? That's what he reminds me of.
Cliff Haven?
That's what he reminds me of. He reminds me if the guy from Cheers, if the mailman from Cheers was a football coach, it would be Andy Reid.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like I fully expected them to lose this game, and I would have been happy with. Listen, from 2 years ago winning 2 games to the AFC Championship game, nothing to be ashamed of. Even if you got blown the fuck out, nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah.
And then when the second half rolled, after they had that stop at the end of the first half, I said, holy shit, what the hell's going on here?
Right.
Hello, Gregory. Yeah, you missed a show. Thanks for at least stepping in now, and you can go back and listen to it later. Honestly, you didn't fucking miss much. There's a lot of dick and fart jokes. Even though I am going to become an exorcist. Go get my...
Right?
I am. I'm going to. Fuck it.
You'll be an exorcist. I'm going to be a demonologist.
You'll be my assistant.
And a lord in Scotland.
Yes, you're
still got to do that.
But you didn't miss much. But we appreciate you showing up, and thank you for going back. You'll go back and listen to it on Spotify, or you can just watch the video and see Travis's ugly mug.
Just listen to me talk about eat the poo poo.
Eat the poo poo. So, like I said, no episode next Tuesday.
What the fuck you mean you're gonna ban Gregory for missing the show, motherfucker? This is like the second time you've been here for in 6 weeks.
You will not ban anybody.
Unless you eat the poo-poo.
Unless you eat the poo-poo. You got jokes. We love it. You got jokes. So MK Ultra we're going to do next week. We actually have the next 3 more episodes planned out.
I don't remember what's after that. But
I got it written down.
Well, considering that this was supposed to be my episode, but I just kind of got fucked.
You got fucked. That's okay.
Yeah.
I was prepared.
Oh, I know. We talked about it before.
Right,
and I knew this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because there really wasn't that much. There was not as far as interesting topical shit.
Plus, what
it was either we do this or we fucking just give you the rundown of this dude's whole fucking life.
Yeah. Episode the one after MK Ultra,
which was boring.
I think after MK Ultra, we're doing another true crime, the serial killer, the family. Husband-wife team.
Oh.
I think that's the next one.
I don't know why we're so secretive.
I know. I think that's the next one.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. What is this? I'm so hope I catch you guys next time. Until then, be safe, stay happy.
Thank you. Hopefully we should be back
I'm
Sunday.
assuming that he's from Hawaii.
Hawaii. Yeah, 6:00 next Sunday.
Did you know a lot of fish? Yeah. What's the state fish of Hawaii? Humu humu nuka nuka apua. Yeah, bitch. I can also, am the only motherfucker that can say the fat guy who sings Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
We'll see you next week, Gregory. Thanks for coming.
Israel Kamaka Viva Ole.
Okay, you better.
But if you're Hawaiian, I guess it'd be like Kamaka Viva Ole.
I think we've hit I think we were at 2 hours, thereabouts. We might be a tad under. I think we can wrap it up.
So we've been live for 2 hours and 7 minutes.
Yeah, but eventually I'll have to cut the first 7 minutes out.
That's a bad sound. I don't like that.
Yeah, you should be listening to it, bitch. Gonzo just types random shit. All right, so if you want to listen to us, be sure to like, subscribe, all that happy shit. Whoa. Subscribe to YouTube, to the YouTube channel. That is the best way to help us grow on YouTube. If you want to follow us on all of our social medias, be sure to do that. You can follow us on Instagram at ghost_night_podcast or Twitter at night over here at night_ghost. We do have a Facebook group or Facebook page, just at Ghost in the Night, and we are on TikTok as well at gitn.podcast. We're doing, like we said, we're doing a lot more shorts too, or Travis is doing a lot more shorts. I've done a few.
Later, Gregory.
TikTok's not getting a lot of love, but YouTube, our
Do you
YouTube.
think that's Gregor Clegane? The mountain?
No, that would be.
Hafthor Julius Björnsson.
I thought Gregor was the Hound, his brother.
Mm-mm. Gregor Clegane was the mountain.
Was it?
I don't know what the Hound's actual name was. Stephen, maybe.
I don't know. But be sure to follow us on all those social medias. Like I said, we are doing a lot more shorts now. They're doing pretty well on YouTube, so we appreciate that. But be sure to follow us on TikTok as well and give us some love there.
Tic Tacs.
We do, like
We're
I
also
said,
on Kit Kat.
if you do like what we do and you want to support the podcast and get some bonus material, go to patreon.com/GITM podcast. That is a great way to help support the podcast.
Give us your money.
Daddy needs to keep this fine physique up.
Daddies need a fucking Roadcaster Pro.
Yes. All right. I think that's going to do it for this week's episode. We thank everybody that showed up in the live stream. You guys are awesome. We love you. And for everybody that listened to this on your favorite podcast app,
Eat the poo-poo.
if you're into that shit, I don't give a fuck. Be sure to follow, rate, and review however you take it in, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor,
Podbean,
Amazon, Audible.
so many
So
other
fucking
ones.
many. We are so fucking awesome.
My dick is huge. Also a lie.
Well, it depends on if it's a little person or not. A little person might think I do have a big penis.
I don't think so.
Okay, Ant-Man might think I have a big penis.
Maybe.
All right. We love you guys.